It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
But yeah, that's it for sports now. Let's get some of this pop culture. I know y'all been waiting a little bit. I got a couple of topics for y'all. Nothing too deep, but WWE and Netflix are merging. What I'm hearing is a 10-year deal worth $5 billion. Allegedly, I'm not too sure about the details of the contract, but I know January 2025 WWE RAW specifically is moving to Netflix. SmackDown, I think, is going to stay where it's at. AEW and all that other stuff, I think they're going to stay on their regular channels because I think those are probably the biggest breadwinners for a lot of those channels. But Raw itself is going specifically to Netflix in a crazy deal. I think outside the US and stuff like that, you're going to have to specifically see Raw on Netflix. I don't know if there's going to be other places for you to be able to go to see WWE Raw, but I would think that it's going to be exclusively on Netflix. Even though it's kind of weird to put it behind a paywall like that, but yeah, I think it's probably going to be the only place you can see it. I think it'll be interesting. It'll definitely get me back into watching WWE because me personally, I think it was scheduled programming on TV where you had to catch it. Um, if it's on Netflix, I'll just click on that. Even like live events on there could be really cool. The production value of it can be really cool. Characters, bringing new characters, bringing back the old characters. I always love when they brought back The Rock and John Cena, but The Rock, man, he came back and stayed. He became a member of that TKO group and now has his hands. He's a part owner of the WWE, UFC. You already know he's fucking with the USFL or the U was United States Football League, USFL. I think it's the USFL now because they merged that in the Spring Football League and the XFL. So I think it's the USFL now, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, The Rock is doing big things. Dwayne, he even trademarked The Rock. Dwayne Johnson. Now you can't use The Rock for nothing else. He needs to trademark. He probably already did that Brahma Bull, but yeah, man, that movie is gonna be interesting, man. Because like I said, I thought it kind of fell off, but I know there's that niche group that really religiously watches WWE, and they get that influx of fans. I think there was a WWE channel on cable, so for that to just all get integrated into Netflix, I think that would really be cool. Me personally, I'm from the old school. I not really know about all these new guys. But I watched that little documentary on Netflix already. It's called Wrestlers. With Al Snow has his own little wrestling company and trying to get wrestlers to have like a low key thing, not the WWE exactly, but having his own little low key wrestling shit. And I'm a fan, man. I knew wrestling wasn't like real as far as the outcomes are already predetermined and we're going off of heels and people that everybody likes at who's going to win or lose the matches and stuff like that. But I do respect the athleticism of it, the flips, the mat work, the acting. Like these people out here acting, you got a bunch of thousands and thousands of people out there booing you, talking shit to you, and you just gotta play along. You know what I'm saying? If you're the hated person at the time, just play into being hated. You gonna have to be hated. That's just crazy. Um, I grew up, my favorite guys, you guys probably know the heyday guys. I'm just gonna rattle off a couple. The Rock, Stone Cold, Rey Mysterio, the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys. Who else did I mess with? Rikishi, Scotty Too Hottie, Too Cool. Who else do we mess with? All the whole SmackDown and No Mercy era, Kane, Undertaker, of course, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, rest in peace, even though, yeah. Who else? Everybody, man. Lita, Trish Stratus. Let me go through the ladies, you know what I'm saying? Farouk, Booker T. Oh man, I'm man. It's for everybody. It's, of course, John Cena, and that he's a little bit newer, but for everybody to still kind of be around and still dipping their toes in there, Sting, Goldberg, I can go on and on. I can go on and on, you know what I'm saying? The finishing moves that we've tried over the years, Randy Orton, He's more of like kind of a newer age guy that I kind of fell into too. But it's cool, man. I don't know who exactly is on the SmackDown Raw rosters. I don't know who actually moved over to the other ones, the AEWs. I don't know about all that, but I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. I like The Rock, man. I know a lot of people, or Dwayne Johnson. Everybody's trying to say he's corny, man, but he'd be my, a couple of years, I'll put him on my ballot for president. You know what I'm saying? Give him a chance. His movies may not be the best, but I feel like his heart's in the right place. The whole taking over the XFL and USFL, or the US, whatever the shit's called. The football league now gives it's basically the minor leagues for the NFL, help players out that way. Saw the show Ballers, him trying to do that. For him to put it into fruition and actually do that's pretty cool. And for him to join that ownership group and be involved in WWE and trying to make that better, and being involved with UFC with Dana White and them, just helping make combat sports better. I like what he's doing. I mean, he's staying in his lane and at the same time kind of expanding little by little. He's not doing too much at one time. It's just shit that you would expect The Rock to do, and I'm proud of him for it. It's gonna be really interesting, and I also thought it was interesting timing. I thought it was really interesting timing because there was a scandal that recently came out with Vince McMahon. It was crazy, man. I should have got the young lady's name. I forgot exactly what the name was. That's bad research on my part. But Vince McMahon has stepped away from the WWE, which I think in part was why, they just put the whole light and kind of try to throw us off of it with The Rock kind of stepping up and taking over, not necessarily taking over the WWE, but just letting us know that he joined that ownership group that had a hand in the WWE, just for us to say that, okay, maybe they're going in a different direction, giving The Rock the opportunity to clean it up and shed a better light on the WWE. But this story is kind of bad, and I believe it personally. Sorry, WWE, but Vince McMahon has been involved in the WWE for a long time, and I know I've seen clips of him saying the N-word. I know there's been some shit, throughout social media in the before social media times where shit was acceptable to do in the WWE just to keep everybody entertained media wise. That's not okay now. I knew that shit was gonna catch up eventually. I know Stephanie McMahon and Triple H didn't really fuck with Vince McMahon in real life. I didn't think that was just in kind of like, wrestling WWE kind of storyline. I thought it was real. And for the fact that now some shit's coming out about it. Let me get to the story first of all. I kind of just walk away from it. But basically this girl in the WWE, this female athlete, was said she's calling out Vince McMahon because he's saying that first of all, he's like a sex trafficker, and he actually, gestured her to go ahead and send Brock Lesnar a scantily clad, naked video doing some inappropriate stuff, just to persuade Brock Lesnar after he retired from the UFC to come back to the WWE. He had this young lady send a naked video to him just to try to get him to come back. And she's kind of saying that this power dynamic and the shit that he's been doing over the years has affected her, and he's been doing it for years and years, and she wants it to come out now, and she's suing him for it. Me personally, I already know what's gonna happen because I think it already got an emotion while we were just sitting here before the story came out. One, he stepped down. He did the OP Diddy, stepping away from the TV network and the media outlets. He gave up his power to seemingly, which is The Rock. I'm assuming that he's going to be involved in kind of like what the goings on of the WWE. And he probably paid the girl off already. The story came out a little bit now, but I think since that step down happened behind the scenes, I think he's just gonna pay her some money and get him to settle because he has all the money in the world. WWE's been going for a long time. He's old as shit now. It's probably in his 70s, almost 80s. So it's time for him to sit down and just kind of escape to Mexico, wherever he want to retire to anyways. Give it to The Rock, have The Rock clean it up with his squeaky clean image and just be like, okay, this guy's no longer involved and we're going to do what we need to do to make this situation better, which was give this girl millions of dollars. It is crazy how these rich people operate, man. How do they feel like these shit's not going to come to light? And Brock Lesnar, is he like free in all this? Like, does Brock Lesnar, is he a dickhead for wanting these pictures? Did he want the pictures slash video? Did Vince McMahon be like, hey, I'll send you this video from this fine girl if you sign back with us? Check this out. Like, she's all yours if you come back. Like, one, that's still creepy no matter how he did it. But Is his ties, is his hand clean in all this? Because he's still wrestling. I think he came back to wrestling and was wrestling like at least twice. He went back and forth from USC to wrestling a couple of times. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it just seems like all the rich people that we know in the world are coming, all their secrets are coming home to roost. And it's ugly. It's an ugly game, man. It's an ugly game. People are out there getting these lawsuits, though a lot of them, I'm not doubting that they were damaged, they were harmed, they were affected by what was going on. Some people are just again out here trying to get money off of lawsuits for no reason. And I mean, personally, I need to find me one. I ain't gonna attack powerful people. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the P. Diddy's of the world. I don't need the Vince McMahons of the world, though those people, you know, I'm not saying that you guys are money chasing and grab, though I do kind of feel sometimes if you settle in these cases and if this guy is as bad as he sex trafficking, doing all this crazy shit you are saying that he's doing, for a person to settle and just get money and just be quiet about it, sign NDAs after, is kind of weak. If you're gonna come out, go all the way, because if you wanted just to take some money from it, I'm sure they would have paid you off way before you came public with everything. Again, no victim blaming here, but I'm just saying, if you're trying to get that money, make it known you're trying to get that money, not trying to make it seem like you're trying to help everybody in the process. Though, I mean, your battle's not, you know, you're not trying to fight everybody's battles, but at the same time, I would think if there was sexual assault, if there was sex trafficking going on, your words and your information could, you know, help save future people rather than you just taking millions of dollars and being quiet. So that's just going to help you and your family, you know?
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.